What's going on, everyone? Matt with your Brain Gym. Today we're on Fired Up Friday, episode 6. We're going to be talking about being truthful to yourself, being you, being the best version of you, and that's really all that matters. So let's get into it. Okay, so how do you be you? Well, I can't really sit here and tell you how to be you, and Bobby how to be Bobby, and Jimmy how to be Jimmy, and Sandy how to be Sandy. I can't do that. That's not my place. But I can give tips and advice of how I have found myself and how I have made life altering changes for myself here in just the past, just in a few couple months' time. So I'd say the first and one of the biggest things about finding out who you are is finding out what you don't like just as much as what you do like. And either that's in your work, in a relationship with a partner, or with friends. There's a very specific reason that you are the way you are. There's a very specific reason that you like the things you like. You don't like the things you don't like. Don't try and force something. If there's really no connection there, don't try and force it, because all you're going to do is you're going to drive yourself crazy, and you're going to drive the other person crazy too. Like, a good example I can think of is someone who lives, and do not take this as a very bad way, to each their own. Everyone is, like I said, everyone is very specific and unique, and that is beyond beautiful. Trust me. So with that being said, imagine someone who is not very organized, doesn't really, I guess, like, kind of, I'm not gonna say like pick up after themselves, but they're just not very organized. Like, they have stuff all over the room, the floor, the desk. Their fridge is kind of a mess, I guess you could say. Like, things are just in all kinds of wacky places. And the only reason I say this is because I personally am a pretty organized person. I like things to be in certain places. I guess you could say, like, I'm a little bit OCD, a little bit of a perfectionist. Like, if I see something, like if the picture's off a little bit, all right, let me straighten that out. That's just me. I know who I am. So I can't, if I was to try to live with the other person, for example here, of someone who is disorganized, does not like to try and put things, where to me it makes sense, it's not going to work out. But that's the point. You don't have to understand kind of why someone is the way they are. You just have to understand why you are the way you are. And once you find that out, you will start to get on, like, I don't want to say I'll say like a bullet train or something like that. Things are going to start to be clear to you. Things are going to start to make sense. Oh, that's why I liked that when I was, 7 years old. That's why I like to do this. That's why I didn't like this. That's why I didn't like this person. That's why I connected and vibed with this person. We say, like, oh yeah, we're vibing and stuff like that. I vibe with people. That is so beyond true. Everything is on frequency and vibrations. If someone's down here on a lower vibration and you're up here, I know that might not make sense, but if someone is, very high energy and someone else is very low energy, you guys may not always get along and see eye to eye. So if you try to force that, it's just going to be like, clashing heads. It's not going to work. So to be yourself, you got to kind of step back for a little bit. Pull yourself away from things. Pull yourself away from, especially if you're the kind of person that is always angry, always frustrated, like not very confident. I'll even say that. Frustrated, angry, and confident. There's another word I'm trying to look for, but I can't come to my mind right now. So maybe it just ain't meant to be. But I used to be the person that was always angry all the time. I was always frustrated. And I didn't understand or know why. Now I know why. For me, it's completely different than what it might be for you. You just have to find out a way to either release that anger or channel that anger. And for some of us, it's going to be easier. Some of us, it's going to be harder. But in order to find out who you are, the person it's hard for to cope with things or not cope with things so easily, you need to find out who you are. And to do that, you need to step back from things for a minute. And this is a very important time in our society, our culture here in the United States, that it is very important that you find out who you are. Because if you're doing things for other people, if you're doing things to please other people, if you're being someone to please someone else, that's not you. You're just doing it for them. I know that may sound selfish, but I'll say, the saying, there's plenty of fish in the sea. There are plenty of fish in the sea. You don't have to be someone else, act like someone else to attract friends or things, Just be yourself. Be true to yourself. Be truthful to yourself. You will be truthful to other people. And you will attract, truthful people as well. If you're around someone or a group of people and, someone gets up and leaves, or they leave, the party, or they leave the little gathering, or they leave, you and your buddies or you and your girls are hanging out and stuff like that, and so starts talking man behind your back, or about the person that just left, who's to say that person and everyone else in that group wouldn't do that about you when you get up and leave? It may be hard to hear, but you got to really start thinking about these things. And if you're not happy with kind of where you are, not necessarily just as a person, but where you are in your life, maybe you're not truly kind of happy, you're not doing like I said, what you want to do, you need to step back for a minute and analyze things. Just step back, sit back and observe, start to ask questions. Well, why do I actually hang out with these people? Am I looking for approval? Am I looking for something that I cannot get from them? Am I trying to fit in with the crowd? Am I just being a follower? And not everyone's a leader. Not everyone is truly like a leader. We're just not. There's some people out there. You might be listening to this and you might be like, yeah, I'm that leader, but I've just been following the crowd. I've just been following the masses. I've just been, complacent and compliant. That's a big thing nowadays. Just being compliant. Like, okay, here we go. This is what I'm doing. This is where I'm going. But I used to be the kind of person that was like, man, do I want to do this? I guess I'm going to do this just because my friends are doing this. I guess I'm going to do this just because these people that, I'm hanging around with are doing this. And I had to really step back for a minute. It put me in a little bit of a darker place, but now things are light. Things are clear now because I was not being truly myself. And I know this might kind of be a hard pill to swallow, but the truth hurts. It does. And I needed to hear something like this. I wish I found someone making videos about this, especially around my age, that I could relate to. That's why I'm trying to make these videos, help people out there that are not being true to themselves, not truly being yourself. You got to truly be yourself. You got to put your chest out. You got to say it with your chest, Speak up. Don't let anyone censor your thoughts. That is the best thing about the United States. is, and if you're afraid, if you're afraid to speak up and say something in front of your friends, you're going to be afraid to speak the truth when it matters. So be true to yourself forever and always. All right, everyone. So I'm going to shoot a little outro here for episode 6 of Fired Up Friday. I know that may have not been like so upbeat and like motivational, but if this is what you needed to hear, I know this is upbeat and motivational. This will be the spark that, that lights the fire up under you. I needed a little bit of spark, someone to reach out with a lighter, a little big lighter, and like, flick the flame and just get a spark to ignite the flame up under me, to wake me up and be like, oh my gosh, like, what am I doing? I hope this is that for, even if it's just one person out there. That would just, my gosh, that would make my freaking day. It would make my whole week. So, if this is what you needed to hear, I know it's a gut punch maybe. That's, the truth hurts. It's very true. But this is what I needed, and I hope this is what you needed to be you. You can take bits and pieces of this, I guess, from what I said, and like maybe apply it to yourself, but you got to be you. You have to be you. So if you like what you hear, let me know down in the comments section. Still new to this, still learning, still trying. If you like it, I said, give it a thumbs up or give it a thumbs down. But if you give it the thumbs down, excuse me, let me know why. And also subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Thank you.